Hey folks, welcome back to Love is Strange. So we had the Boardwalk with Vic again. It's the day when people do pictures day. Yay! Not that track of Vic is ever much of an issue in Arcadia Bay anyways, but that's not exactly the point. Despite the near stillness of the streets, there's still quite a few people here, making the boardwalk look just lively enough for our shoot. I hope. For Victoria's sake. And mine. I actually can't tell too much, and that worries me. Maybe I should have planned ahead. I didn't exactly think we'd be out here so early, so maybe I'd been too reliant on the hustle and bustle of the boardwalk to get our shoot going. I guess it couldn't be helped, considering Victoria was really insistent on meeting up early. I wonder how she'd had that much energy even after we spent all that time texting each other last night. I know I'm still kind of exhausted. Despite that, the anxiousness crawling down my back makes me bounce my leg a little, and I clutch at my camera bag, ready to get out there and scope out the area. Victoria glances over at me, unbuckling her seatbelt. Christ, you look like you're ready to run a mile a minute. Just ready to get out there and snap some photos. I shrug weakly, and I'm not exactly lying. I just don't feel the need to tell her that I'm worried about her liking the spot I've picked, considering the lack of subjects. Not what I planned at all. Aren't you? Victoria scoffs at me, threading her fingers through her hair, shaking her head at me. Me? Please, I'm more than ready. Don't I look the part? I scoff this time. When Victoria shoots me a look, I shoot her a little smile in return. What, are you expecting me to tell you how amazing you look? Because I didn't know my opinion mattered that much. Ugh, dream on. I just wanted to see if you could state the obvious. Ouch. I'm hurt. Oh, sad face. Poor little hipster. Victoria throws me a smirk. It only lasts a moment before she sobers up completely, her gaze going inquisitive. We getting all, playful. Enough about that. We have actual, real, important matters to discuss. About you, in particular. About me? Yeah, about you. Victoria gives me a once-over again, and honestly, it doesn't help my nerves in the least. You're nervous. Oh, I rub at the back of my neck, shrugging my shoulders weakly again. I should have known Victoria would catch on. Yawning! She's not exactly stupid. Not that I make it hard anyways, with the frequency my leg is bouncing. I can't help it. I'm just full of energy to burn. A little. She sighs loudly, opening the car door. Before she steps out, she gestures vaguely to my camera bag and then to me. Please, you shouldn't be. Put that artistic vision to work, Max. I know you can. She slides out of the car and I force a little smile at the encouragement. I know. I guess you're right. I push open the door, fumbling with my bag for an instant before I actually manage to get out. You guess? I am. In any case, shouldn't I be the one freaking out? Victoria places a hand on her hip, raising a brow at me. I raise a brow in return, waiting for her explanation. Since I let you drag me here in the first place. Oh, of course she tried to pull something like that. All I do is grin. You let me? I'm pretty sure I didn't drag you here. You let me pick, you know. What happened to giving my amateur tastes a chance, huh? I watched Victoria try to swallow back a smile, and it totally reaches her lips anyways. Technicalities, Max. There she goes, waving her hand at me dismissively, her eyes scanning the boardwalk like she's looking for something in particular. I don't know if she's finding it because I follow her lead. my gaze landing on the few people milling up and down the boardwalk. I recognize some as students from Blackwell, most of which I don't really talk to. Others are just locals, most of which are fishermen. Today it's... Victoria doesn't immediately come up with anything to say, and that's worrying in itself. I scan her face, catching the little crease between her brows. You'd think there'd be a lot more people here. It's just right for our shot. It's a little boring here. I'm not going to say it's boring. That doesn't sound like I'm confident in our creative ability to put things together. You think there'd be a lot more people here? It's just kind of like, I was hoping something was going on, and now all my plans are shot. I'm going to say it's just right for our shoot, because confidence does wonders, right, Max? Hey, it's just right. Just right, I offer, even though I'm completely positive that's not at all what Victoria's trying to say. Not if I'm judging the look on her face correctly. Victoria turns to look at me, tucking her brows together. Not exactly what I was getting at, but sure. Well, sure, it's not what I was going for, but I scratched my head, checking our surroundings again. There's definitely enough to work with, and even if there's not, I'm pretty sure that you and me can pull anything off. Victoria blinks, seeming almost shocked again. I fight the urge to flush red at my genuine statement, but I mean it. After everything Victoria said, I'm not going to back out now. I refuse to. I like the sound of that. Looks like you're finally pulling your head out of your ass, Max. Hey! Victoria smirks at me. I'm being completely serious. Confidence suits you well. The way Victoria says that makes me bite my lip, smiling at the assertion. I like the sound of that too. At the very least, Victoria's clear faith in us helps to ease some of the tension that I'm feeling. We can do this. I know we can do this. It's no time for me to be wallowing in whatever stupid self-doubt I have. We won't get anywhere like that. My first instinct is to reach for my camera bag, though I'm very promptly stopped when Victoria puts her hand on my arm. Not so fast, Caulfield. I tilt my head at her, and I wonder if she can actually see the question marks above my head. I think she wants to get right into it. She's staring down at me curiously, a slight slant on her lips. What's the problem this time? Wow. I'm kidding. What is it? I just have something I want to ask you. I retract my hand from my camera bag, and I think that makes Victoria realize she's still got her hand laid over mine. She pulls it away quickly. Instead, moving to lean on the trunk of her car. Like that makes whatever she's going to say next any less intimidating. I cross my arms over my chest, waiting patiently. Go for it. I wanted to ask you why you care so much about... Victoria gestures to our surroundings, and I assume she's talking about the people, or lack in this case. Oh. It's for your benefit, or I wanted you to like it. I want to be like, it's for your benefit. You can't make shit work around. Like, the further I go into that voice, the fewer, words there are actually. I just start talking like that. Then I'll just... It just starts to become some moans and weird facial expressions. Anyway, apparently this is a character that I'm developing now. I'd say I wanted you to like it. Let's be honest. Let's be honest, girl. Maybe it's because I actually wanted you to, I don't know, like it. Since you let me pick, I didn't want to bring you somewhere that you know. I trail off dumbly, realizing that it sounds a lot more ridiculous when I say it out loud like that. That and Victoria staring at me oddly, eyebrows raised. She crosses her arms, breathing in softly and releasing it in a slow sigh. You... what? Wanted my approval? Oh, jeez, that makes it sound so official. Victoria snorts softly. If not that, then what? I just didn't want you to be disappointed. I thought it'd be nice if this made you. I shrug, rubbing at the back of my neck and ignoring the way my mouth feels as dry as sandpaper. Happy? Victoria straightens at my words, and I hear her take a deep breath. Oh, Christ, Max. Victoria has to collect herself, and really, I'm not in a rush. When she finally does manage something, she heaves an almost annoyed sigh. It's seriously not that big of a deal. It's not? It's not. Victoria flicks her wrist at me. She's resting her elbow against the car and standing up straighter. Sure, this place isn't like a fucking Seattle or something. I'd know. But people are not, like I said literally a few minutes ago, it hardly matters. Whether or not there are any idiots around to photograph, it's not going to stop us from taking remarkable images. Huh. I guess you're right. I avert my gaze from Victoria almost bashfully at the smug smirk she gives me. Of course I'm right. Just remember, Max, all these people aren't my partner. You are. I'm silent for a second, and I can't help myself. I laugh a little, although I can feel my ears heating up, my face flushing red at the way Victoria says that. I can't help that I love the way that sounds. Victoria, I'm sorry, but that was pretty tacky. Like, super cheesy. Like, really gay. Victoria blushes a little too brightly, and it makes me grin again, taking control of the situation. What? Fuck off. Oh my god. Ungrateful. No, it's fine. It was nice hearing that. I feel like it's probably better to placate her before she gets even more flustered. Sure, whatever. Victoria scowls at me, her pink cheeks fading. You still suck. Okay, yeah, sure, Victoria. I'm totes aware that I've probably got the stupidest grin on my face. And then I remember we should probably make an effort to start our project now that we've actually completely settled down. I take a few steps back, prompting Victoria to follow me with a raised brow. So I know it's no Seattle, but we should probably get started. Victoria hums in agreement at that, and we take time to pace down the boardwalk. Similarly quiet in our search for the perfect shot. Or maybe that's too ambitious. At this point, we're just trying to find anything to look at. Victoria? Something's been bugging me ever since she brought it up earlier, and maybe it shouldn't, but when she mentioned Seattle, I couldn't help myself. What? Victoria's quick response is... her response is curt, which makes it short and to a point of rudeness, which implies that it's quick. Victoria's response is curt, and I frown at the sound. I don't exactly respond quick, prompting her to turn to me. She pauses and then sighs, speaking easier. I can tell she's tense, despite all that talk from earlier. Sorry, what is it? I was wondering. About? Seattle. You came from there, right? Victoria seems to be taken completely off guard at the question. She shrugs, after a moment. Yeah? What about it? The thought of Seattle makes me feel unsure, an awkward discomfort settling in the pit of my stomach. So in all actuality, I'm not sure what I'm actually asking about. Just that I want to know something about it. Well, do you really think it's better than Arcadia Bay? You're just full of loaded questions today. Victoria speaks cautiously, then she purses her lips. I do, I guess. It's hopelessly plain here. At the thought of that comparison, I hum almost absent-mindedly. All I can do is grasp at the strap of my bag. Ever since I moved here, I haven't even really thought about it that much. Probably for the best, I think. It's not like I left much behind. I'd only really had Fernando and Kristen to keep me company, and as amazing friends as they had been, coming back to Chloe had far outweighed that. I almost feel like an asshole for thinking like that. I guess so. You're right that there's only one more. So there's only one. Wow. I'm saying only, and there's no only. You're right that there's way more to look at over there. And you know that how? It takes me a second to process Victoria's question, and then I stop and turn to face her, my eyes wide. Wait, did you think I'd lived here my whole life? What? Victoria stops, and for a second I watch her sputter helplessly. Oh my goodness. Are you telling me you haven't? I grin wryly at her. Sorry to disappoint, but nope. Oh. It's actually pleasant to hear Victoria stumped for once. Like she's totally at a loss with this information. Or maybe it not knowing it. As great as it is to have her speechless, I decide to help her out. Yeah, I used to live up in Seattle until I came back here. You came back for Blackwell, I'm assuming. At that, I can't help it. My smile drops a little and I run my thumb anxiously down the strap of my bag. She's right, of course. And she totally knows it's right. It wouldn't bother me so much if it didn't make me remember all the grief I'd caused Chloe. Kind of. There was also Chloe. Right. Chloe. Victoria grinds that out as sarcastically as she can, and it actually makes me wince slightly. She seems to catch on to my reaction, though, and surprisingly... God, the yawn! And surprisingly, I watch her sigh, then soften up. Please, don't even. Are you seriously telling me you came back for Chloe? Maybe? Blackwell is a big deal, Max. An old best friend isn't. No. Victoria's wrong about that. Even if I did initially come back because I'd heard about Blackwell, that doesn't mean... That's not true. Victoria tenses, and then suddenly she places her hand onto my arm. Something about the gesture is so off that my irritation is replaced with confusion. Chill, that's not what I meant. What I meant is that, for fuck's sake, Max, it's not a crime for you to put your own aspirations first. People talk so much shit about being selfish, but that doesn't mean you're not allowed to be. Victoria speaks quickly, although her voice is low and gentle, like she's trying to get it all into my skull. I swallow dryly. I guess so. But at the same time, I can't help but feel a little bad. You know? Victoria purses her lips at me, sliding her hand down my arm. 40. Oh, got a bit of a hot snack. Ugh. Apparently not by much, though I understand what you're trying to get at. Your insistence on being so kind is fucking nauseating, Max. Well, have you ever considered that your insistence on being mean is too? I tease, but there's something deeply serious about it. Victoria watches me, and then snaps her jaw shut like she's got nothing to say. For a second. Maybe we both have things to learn. You think? Maybe. But right now, I'd rather focus on this. Victoria changes the subject so quickly I can't even be sure she said it. Not that it matters. Not when I already know about it. Woo! Alright, I gotta cut this episode here. I gotta give a little break there. Because I need a second to cool off from all of that. And we're gonna grow together shit. That's all like, yay. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope to catch you next time. Mwah. See ya.